Thank you for taking time for Hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to the live broadcast of Time for Hemp all around the world on AmericaFreedomRadio.com and on AM FM stations all across America. I want to give a big shout out to KDK Distributors and thank them for being such nice people to give us a grant here to help keep us loud, proud, and strong. And if it wasn't for their help, we would not be all up in Eric Holder's face, which I'm told I've got to be nice. I don't have to be. I'm going to show a little respect here. We got a group of people called LEAP that are going to be putting together an effort to try to sit down and have a conversation with the people at the Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. And it doesn't do any good to be name-calling and to be giving people a really rough way to go. The truth is, Eric Holder is a smart man, smart enough to know why it is we need to end this war on drugs. We are getting the lines up now, and we'll be able to have call-ins this evening. If you want to call in and chat, it'll be area code 402-237-2525. And once they have gone live, we'll be joined, too, by my joint host tonight, Carey Burns. Carey has a program called Cannabis Corner, and you can find it on YouTube. It's very bright. It's very interesting. And Carey's also part of our call-in shows on Friday evenings, and I think he's a lot of fun and has a lot of great character to add. And what's more is that his sense of humor, along with his knowledge, really makes the show fun. And in the past, he and I have been joined by a friend of ours by the name of Shane Eden. And Shane Eden is not feeling too good this evening. And we're going to dedicate this program to Shane Eden. Shane, we love you, and we hope that you find your way to get strong. And in the event that you're not able to do so, I want to let your family know that it has been an honor and a privilege to be your friend, and that you will be sorely missed. We are talking about using cannabis as a sacrament this evening in not just religion, but in our lives as a ritual. We do smoke it. We do use it for medical purposes. We do use it for watching cartoons and sharing with friends. That's sometimes a ritual. But we're going to be talking about how it is used as a sacrament in a religion, the THC Ministries there in the Hawaiian Islands. Roger Christie put together the Hawaiian Cannabis Ministry, and we have a representative on the program this evening who has been working in Ohio as a member of that congregation. His name is Nathan Lester. And so he'll be joining us on the program today. And as he does, we will also be keeping Shane in prayer and his whole family as well. So please let your friends know about our broadcast. I want to thank you for doing so. Our audience is growing amazingly. And it's because people out there are letting everybody know that it really is time for hemp. Yeah, baby, I do. Wake and bake and do whatever it takes to get me through the day. And, that's why I think we need to end this war on drugs, because one of the things that I need to do to get me through the day is to pack a big old bowl and get my head focused on ending this war on drugs. And it's so easy to do when I just put it in there and light it up. But for some reason, I'm a criminal when I do that. Well, there are people who are criminals if they use it for medical purposes, whether it be bipolar syndrome or depression or chemotherapy. And then there are people who are criminals for using this for religious reasons. And that's what we're talking about this evening, is the religious aspect of this wonderful plant. It's been used as a religious sacrament for millions of years, ever since the human race has been around. And joining me on the program is my joint host, Carey Burns. Carey, thank you for taking time for Hemp.
Hey, Casper, how's it going? I just want to extend my thoughts and prayers to you. I know your good friend Shane, and also to his family, and just offering the best of respects to a great fellow.
Thank you so much. He is an amazing man. And joining us on the program tonight is Nathan Lester. Nathan, thank you for taking time for Hemp.
Oh, thank you for having me.
If you missed the opening of the show, a friend of mine is suffering medically and might not be with it. Has stage 4 cancer at this point, and he was a real hero of mine, someone who inspired me to be a little more gregarious than what I already was, and really a hard fighter in the movement. And so my heart goes out to him and his family. And that is one of the things that you are involved with as a minister, isn't it? Is healing the sick and tending to the survivors of those who grieve those they've lost.
Yes, that's a big part of the ministry. There's so many people that lost loved ones, to cancer and a lot of other ailments that could have easily been cured and treated with cannabis hemp, but apparently the laws of the land aren't going for it. They're wanting to...
Now, you're in Ohio.
It's
probably a little more difficult in Ohio. Now, Roger Christie, the guy who helped you, and I'll hush up so I know that Carey's got some questions, but Roger Christie, the founder of the ministry that you're with, had a little easier time, though he's sitting in jail right now, but he is able to practice openly for 20 years. I don't think you have such a freedom there in Ohio, do you?
Oh, no, I don't. One of the things that he would offer sacramental cannabis and medicinal cannabis to patients in Hawaii who were actually legally able to possess cannabis. And Ohio's Hawaii, has laws that allow the medicinal use, but they don't offer any places for medicinal patients to gain access to it. So Roger was actually a blessing to his community and to those sick patients, and provided them with a safe environment where they could get safe medicine.
All right. All righty. Now, Carey, I didn't mean to interrupt. I know you were getting ready to ask a question there.
Yeah, I was just I was wondering how Roger, what's the status on their thing since their July arrest? What's the latest on their case and all?
Excuse me, come again, sir?
When Roger and them were arrested in July and all, what's the latest on their case and all that they've got going?
Well, so far, it doesn't seem to be like there's a whole lot going on. He's been denied bail 4 times, stating that he's a danger to the community. Now, this Roger has been nothing but a blessing to his community. I mean, he's 61 years old, first-time offender, nonviolent, and they're saying he's a threat to the community. Yet there's no physical person that's ever claimed any charges against him.
Well, isn't that about just the way it goes?
What's that?
I said that's just about the way it goes, though. The government, their entire stand on this issue is one of bizarro land. It's completely opposite of what's the truth. People's constitutional right and religious right to use this herb, and yet they not only deny us the right to use it, but they go to this extreme and want to chase after us for it.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, it is. It's just completely absurd. With all the new scientific evidence involved, I mean, the DEA really should move it from a Class 1 to at least a Schedule 2.
I think it should be removed completely.
Yeah. But
there's nothing about that. Yeah.
I think they should be classified completely also.
Yeah, there's nothing about, if you follow the rules for controlled substances and stuff and what actually makes something fall into different categories, none of the rules pertaining for what they've got in written print apply to cannabis at all. I mean, they make lies about it to substantiate that it does, but in reality, and when you look at statistics and actuality and facts and stuff, none of that stuff applies. I mean, if you take a scientific approach from it alone, which is what you should do. Science usually dictates the truth.
Yes.
None of those guidelines and rules that they have for the scheduling of cannabis apply at all.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Now, I understand that your church, and your religion, when given the opportunity, uses cannabis in formal rituals, including baptism and weddings and funerals, and it's also a sacrament that is used as you go into prayer. Isn't that right?
Yes, it can be. Cannabis.
Now, how do you do that in Ohio? Didn't you say you were able to find some type of hemp oil that didn't have the THC, and you're still able to somehow manage to still move forward in the true tradition of your ministry?
Yeah, cannabis is one of the ingredients of the holy anointing oil that was given to Moses by God in the book of Exodus. And I have found Egyptian cannabis oil that you can purchase online that is THC free, and it's pure cannabis essential oil. And I use that in the making of the holy anointing oil. And there's no controlled substance in it, so it's perfectly legal.
All right. Now, are you able to perform a marriage there in Ohio?
Yes, I am. I am state licensed as a cannabis sacrament minister of the Hawaii Cannabis Ministry. When I first applied to the state of Ohio, they rejected me in writing, stating that the church that I serve advocate or condoned criminal activities. And I, in turn, got a lawyer from Normal. Normal in Ohio actually helped me out a great bit because I didn't have the money to actually pursue this on my own. And a great lawyer here in Ohio, Jeff Korf, volunteered his services to me. He believed I was sincere, and there was nothing stating anything about... I mean, any minister of any religion is entitled to right to solemnize marriages as long as he maintains being a minister in good standing. And I was a minister in good standing, and I applied. They rejected me, so we were going to press charges against the state for deprivation of my rights under color of law. USC Title 18, Section 241 and 242, which actually makes it a criminal act for them to deny me my rights as a minister. And we drafted a letter to the Secretary of State and to the License Administrator and to the Ohio Attorney General, stating that we were planning on pursuing charges against them in a federal court. And they called right away and said, "Oh, please have Mr. Lester resend in his credentials and we'll issue him his license ASAP."
Funny how when you hire a lawyer, people start thinking differently, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, I've done nothing wrong. I've done no criminal acts. All I'm trying to do is what the Bible told me to do. As being a minister, I'm supposed to make this holy anointing oil. I'm supposed to pray with the sick. I'm supposed to anoint them. And that's what I do.